Hi guys, welcome back to some more Katawa Shoujo. I actually haven't played this in a while, so I thought it'd be good to kind of get back into it. I actually don't remember what happened last time we left off, but let's just get back into it. Oh yeah, that's right, we were doing the festival stuff. The noise of the festival is slightly louder inside the tea room, but the breeze coming through the open window makes it worth it. Without thinking, I walk to the windowsill and inhale deeply. I sometimes forget how clean the air is here compared to back home. Would you like some tea? That would be great, thanks. It occurs to me that this is the first time I've been alone with Hanako without her trying to be somewhere else. It's true, every time we were in the library with her, she said she had to do something and then she ran away. And then, I guess in the classroom sometimes, I don't know, but the teacher's in there with her. Or with us, I guess. And then Lily shows up. Huh. Good observation, Hanako. Turning from the window, I watch as she makes a simple pot of tea and arranges some sandwiches onto a plate. I've seen her do this before a number of times, but this time she seems slightly different. It's like she's calm. Eventually, she places a small tray on the table and pours 2 cups of tea. The fresh scent of brewed tea mingles with the breeze, and for a second I feel like I'm the only one in the world. I think I know why you like this room now. I don't know what you mean. Well, there are quite a few people out there, but in here it's like another world. You can pretend that there's no one around for miles. You're right. It's like the world has forgotten this room. And because of that, you can forget about the outside. That would be appealing in some cases. As far as I can tell, conventional bullying doesn't exist in this school. But then again, I haven't seen a single person talk to Hanako besides Lily. If you're ignored by the world, a place where you can forget its existence would hold a special appeal. That's a good point. It's like this room gives you some kind of complete freedom. Yeah. Say, do you play chess? What's your response? Chess? I've played it a bit, I guess. I used to be good at chess. I used to play chess quite a bit. Now I don't even remember... I don't even remember the rules. I remember how the pieces move and the spaces they can move, but I don't know. I haven't played it in so long. I was in chess club in grade, was it 4th and 5th grade, I think? Yeah, I was in chess club in 4th and 5th grade, and then after that I didn't know what I was doing, I forgot. So I guess I'm in Hisao's boat. I played it 2 consecutive years, and since then I haven't played it since then. I take it you've played before? A little. Without saying anything more, Hanako moves to one of the cupboards and digs out a small chess set. Do you want? Sure, why not? I cut her off, but she doesn't seem to mind. Well, we're close. Probably because we're sitting across the table from each other. We arranged the pieces, and before long we were sending pawns charging into their inevitable fates. I take my time and intently examine each move and its consequences, nostalgia for the game taking second place to the matters at hand. For a time, the game is a lengthy battle of attrition, but I spot an opening and tear a line in her defenses. A few moves later, her king is cornered by several of my pieces. Checkmate. You're not bad at this, are you? In honest appraisal, her technique is pretty good, but several times I was able to exploit her lack of prediction. I pick up a piece and examine it. It looks relatively new, yet worn for its age. I guess not. Does Lily play? Dude, she's blind. Do you really think? The absence of Hanako's answer causes me to think about my question. A bit. Oh, that's impressive. Good job, Lily. This was the first time I played against someone other than her, or... She cuts herself off abruptly, leaving the answer hanging in the air. Someone she knew before coming to Yamaku, maybe? Maybe Lily's sister or somebody? I don't know. Well then, I'm honored to have played against you. She's blushing. Can we play again? She asked as if she was asking me to cut off my own hands. The spirit of the competition's gotten into her. Sure, though it doesn't expect me to go easy on you this time. Oh, don't expect me to go easy on you this time. Not that I was before. Mind, she seems to appreciate the competitive tone. Same here. As we are setting up the pieces, there is a noise at the door. Lily. Good afternoon. Lily! Hi there, Lily. Are you finished? You both are here? Wonderful. At any rate, our teacher managed to round up some extra help, so I was able to leave. Have you been here ever since you left? Pretty much. We've just been playing a bit of chess. Would you like a cup of tea? Actually, I think it may be a good idea to go outside for a little while. The instant drop in Hanako's face shows her objection to this plan, even though she says nothing. I feel strange, compelled to voice that it's plainly in view on her face, but Lily can't see. I kinda think that we should just stay here. Really? It's so crowded here that I was thinking we should leave the school and head for the local tea house. You mean the Shanghai? Of course, with everyone at the festival, it should be practically empty. Tea house. Oh, that's right. You probably don't know of it. There's a tea house not far from here, which we go to every so often. Sounds like a plan. Hanako, what do you think? Hanako jumps a little at being forced into the conversation, but she seems less distraught than before. If it's the Shanghai, I think it'll be nice. She's blushing again. It's so cute. Well then, it's settled. Let's be on our way. Hanako and I rise from the table and our preempted chess game. Before I can do anything, Hanako has poured the pieces into a small container and placed the board away. Looks like we're ready now. Please lead on. Hanako moves to Lily's side, and we venture onto the school's corridors. The pair leads me through a series of unfamiliar doors, and we emerge on the side of the building opposite of the festival grounds, probably so there's less human traffic. Insulated by the heavy stone of the building, the noise from the crowd has faded to a murmur. Strange. I thought that most people would be beginning to leave by now. They're probably here to view the fireworks. Fireworks? Yes, apparently the school puts on quite a show. A lot of people come from town just to watch them. Lily's decision to leave the school ground seems to make sense now. Hanako would probably have a hard time with the whole town descending onto the school, or ascending, as the case may be. For the second time since arriving to Yamaku, I find myself walking down this road with Lily. Only now that I can barely hear the incessant noise of the festival do I realize how loud it was. I can hear my ears ringing slightly in the still evening air as they recover from the day's assault on them. Hanako clings to Lily, but still manages to guide her along the road. That, and avoiding the occasional gaze from curious pedestrians, appears to completely sap her constitution. She rarely raises her focus from the ground in front of her, nor does she utter a word. Lily, on the other hand, maintains her prim and proper persona, just as she does in school. It's obvious she purposely puts effort into her appearance rather than hiding it, as Hanako does. It's striking how different they are in the way of holding themselves outside of Yamaku's grounds. That said, it's obvious in both their cases that they do visibly change. Inside Yamaku, everyone is special, which negates the specialness of it. But once we venture outside the school gates, we are returned to the status of outsider and generic labels. Especially when we are still in school uniform, it's like hanging a sign around your neck challenging people to figure out what is wrong with you. I'm surprised that so many of the students keep it on. Then again, with canes and wheelchairs common among the students, I guess it's not really that much of a giveaway. Or maybe I'm the only one that sees this as a stigma. Maybe you get used to it after a time, like any other school uniform. I don't know, man. But I think that's kind of screwed up. Like, if you're walking down the street and you have a school uniform on, and they know that it's like a special, I guess you could say special needs, like school, and you're just kind of like staring at them, just trying to figure out what's wrong with them. I know I wouldn't be okay with that as like a bystander or as a student, because it's just wrong. Why? A lot of them probably already feel bad about them. Well, I don't know if I want to say that. I guess it would depend on their mental state, but like staring at them probably doesn't make them feel any better. But I guess if in Lily's case, well, I mean, she can't really see, but she seems like she doesn't have too much of an issue explaining, like, to anybody that asks her. She's blind and stuff like that, and she doesn't care, like, how you talk around her. Like when Hanako says, "I see," and he's like, or not Hanako, jeez. And Sal's like, "I see," and then he was like, "Oh wait," and she's like, "You don't have to change your speech on my account." Yeah. But still, I don't know. I don't like that. It's kind of rude. In any case, let's continue. That was my little tangent for the episode. Well, maybe, but yeah, for right now anyways. The tea house seems fairly standard from the outside, just an ordinary building with typical signs decorating the entrance. It looks like the type of place you'd walk by without a thought, just another generic cafe in a sea of thousands. If Hanako hadn't steered Lily into the entrance, I would have continued on down the road without ever knowing that it existed. Inside the tea house, it takes on a more traditional feel. Everything seems to have been made from the same lump of timber, from the counter and benches to the high-backed boots around the walls. But the most striking feature of the room is the lack of life. I think I can faintly hear something bubbling away in the background, but otherwise the room is silent. Without any direction, we simply wait near the entrance, politely obeying the "Please wait to be seated" sign. Is this place closed or something? Ah! Oh, hi, Yuko. The sound of a chair falling over echoes through the empty room, and a head shoots out from inside the booth. I think I said this last time, but I don't remember the voice I gave her, so I'm just gonna talk in my voice. I wasn't asleep, and welcome to the Shanghai. I think I made her like super fast talker. I don't remember. Yuko, dressed in a pastel apron and clutching a menu, rushes to greet us. Her misaligned glasses and ruffled hair cast suspicion on her previous statement. But whether she was asleep or not isn't the first question that leaps to my mind. You work here now? What happened to the library? What? Lily? Miss Al? Welcome to the Shanghai. Yuko, still waking up, jerks into a violent bow, dislodging her glasses in the process. Oh yeah, my glasses. As I pick up her spectacles off the floor, Lily offers an explanation. Yuko works here part-time, as well as at the library. It's one of the reasons we like to come here. Now our glasses are back on now. Yuko takes her glasses from my hand, shakingly puts them back on. Yes, that's right. Thanks. Shall I show you to your table? There's no one else here, so you can choose your table and order whatever you like, but there may be a delay, as I will have to make it myself. It's alright, Yuko. Just a pot of black tea and a plate of sandwiches will be fine. Right, I'll get right on to that. Yuko hurries off to the back of the cafe, still leaving us standing at the entrance. She pushes the swinging half doors open before realizing that she hadn't seated us. I'm sorry. Please sit wherever you'd like. I'll be right back. Following her advice, I lead Lily to the nearest booth as Hanako follows. As I begin to sit next to Lily, I realize how appropriate this place is for Hanako. The high-backed booths totally separate you from the rest of the room, and it doesn't look like it gets all that many customers. All the furnishings from the cushions and the benches, wow, okay. Cushions on the benches to the condiment holders look dated but aren't overly worn. I wonder if Lily deliberately selects places like this to take Hanako. She seems like the type that would go to lengths to cater to Hanako's unique predicament. So, Hisao, I didn't know you played chess. Well, not very well, but I know how to play. I suppose the obvious question would now be, who won? Lily's innocent smile makes me hesitate. I don't really want to look like I'm lording my victory over Hanako. Hisao did. Yes, but, not by much. Damn, saying that out loud makes me feel like I've done something terrible. Well done, Hisao. You've accomplished something I've only ever failed at. Thanks. I haven't played in ages, so it felt good to play again. Yes, it did. Hanako fidgets with her hair a little, and looks away as she replies, but a small smile emerges. Okay, I'm just gonna say this. I like girls with, long hair, like how Hanako's hair is. That's how I like girls' hair. I don't know why. Like, if it's covering up a chick's eye or something, it's like the mysterious kind of hair, I guess you could say, like mysterious chick hair. And then, the way it falls, it's kind of hard to explain, but I know what I'm talking about. I like girls with long hair. I like the way, it depends on how it looks too and how it flows, stuff like that. But yeah, for the most part, I like chicks with long hair. And I'm mostly attracted to brunettes. I don't know why, but Hanako has purple hair. I guess it's close enough. Actually, not at all, but it's a little more extreme of a reaction than I expected, but still kind of cute in that Hanako way. It throws me off guard, and only Yuko's cataclysmic re-entry shocks me back into conversation. Are you alright there, Yuko? Do you need a hand? I'm fine. I have to do this properly. It's my job. Concentration plays across her face while she stares at the tray in her hands as if simply looking at its contents will hold them in place. Sadly, this doesn't prove all that effective. The cups and saucers slowly dance around, occasionally clattering as they collide with one another. Taking great care, Yuko sets the tray down on the table with only the subtlest of crashes. There, see? Well done. Thank you, Yuko. Yuko's head rockets downward in her distinctive bow before answering. You're very welcome. Would you like to join us? There's something else I'd like to discuss about that recent order, if I may. Ah, that's right. Lily and Yuko were discussing a pile of books when I first met Hanako. Something about Lily helped with the braille. Ah, yes. We didn't get the chance to go through them, did we? Yuko hastily sits down next to Hanako. Apparently her dedication to this job only goes as far as her concentration. Once it's broken, she suddenly loses it. I'll be at the library tomorrow afternoon if you'd like to try again. That sounds perfect. I'll meet you there after classes. Lily? Oh dear, that's right. Tomorrow was Monday. How could I have forgotten? I'm starting to feel a little left out of the loop. Then again, that's to be expected. I've only been here barely a week, so it's impossible to know everyone's schedule. Yeah, dude, Hanako, You haven't been here that long. You shouldn't feel like you're out of the loop. Because, their business is their business. And you haven't been here that long, so back off, bruh. Well, perhaps we could come to some arrangement. Yuko, will you be in the library later in the week? Maybe. But this is already overdue. And there are some things I need. This might be a problem. Lily ponders for a second before discovering the answer. I wonder, might we be able to enlist the help of another, if need be? To do what? You lost me quite some time ago. Being volunteered for something without even having the slightest idea what's going on isn't really my thing. Kind of like what happened with Misha and Shizune. They're like, you need to join the student council. Nyahaha. And here I thought I had finally escaped the clutches of student council, and there were repeated attempts to recruit me. Deja vu all over again. Just when you take them out, they pull me right back in. God dang it. Oh, of course, the other day I was helping Yuko sort new brow books in the library. Oh, excuse me. But Hanako and I usually go shopping on Monday afternoons. It's quieter on that day than the weekends. Last week we couldn't go because I was busy with the festival. I managed to slip away later in the week, but Hanako couldn't make it. Well, since I can't read Braille, I'm assuming you'd like me to go shopping with Hanako? Correct. You were a great help to me the other day. I think I can handle that. Hanako, what do you think? If you wouldn't mind. Of course not. I'm still not familiar with all these stores in the area, so it sounds like a good idea. Okay. Now that we have that arranged, shall we have some tea? It's now that I realize our tea has been sitting idly by all this time, getting no hotter. It's my fault. Let me pour that for you. Yuko reaches out, with shaking hands, but I intercept her. She looks in no state to be handling hot liquids. That's probably a smart thing to do. Like, you're not pouring this tea. It's alright, I've got it. Since you've already made the tea and sandwiches, you fulfilled your waitress duties, right? I guess. Yuko relaxes a little, but still watches eagerly as I share out the assortment. What just happened? Oh, fireworks. Okay. As I am about to bite into the sandwiches, a low, loud rumble can be heard along a flash of light from outside. I take it the show is starting. Sweet. Only now looking outside I realize that dusk has come and gone, leaving us in the peak of twilight. Sparkling tracers arc upward, ready to explode in the floral shapes of shapes of fireworks. Let's go watch. Oh, sorry, Lily. Please don't miss the show on my account. For what I've heard, this isn't a bad location to watch them from. With the exception of Lily, we rush to the window of the small tea house to watch the show. The strobe of colored lights play across Hanako and Yuko's smiling faces. For a second, I forget to look out the window. In this totally new world, there are a few things that don't change. I think that's why the school makes such a fuss over this festival. It's a chance to show the similarities between everyone. It's very true. Even though a lot of people are very different, everybody's still the same on the inside. No matter what they got going on the outside, you're all the same. The show is over all too quickly. Fireworks are expensive, even for the most well-funded schools. That's true. Like, during the 4th of July, my family always gets, how do I put this? My parents get us, $25 worth of fireworks, which is mostly, 4 packs of smoke balls, 2 packs of the poppers, groundhogs, some firecrackers, and then like the parachute things. That's like $25, and that's expensive for like not very many fireworks, which is ridiculous. And then but then we have to get more because I go to Connor's house. That's where we celebrate the 4th of July at, is his house. And there's a lot of fireworks that are set off there, including more that we have to get after we use our own for our own little like solo celebration. Before we return to our tea and sandwiches, Hanako turns to me. Thanks for today. Aw. And tomorrow. You're welcome, Hanako. That's okay. I don't think that I could have faced those crowds either. On days like this, it's more relaxing to spend some time away from everyone, don't you think? Yeah. Anyway, we've been delaying this tea for far too long now. Let's get back. Sure. We returned to the booth and our light meal. That sounded impressive. Bigger than last year's, at least. Yeah, it was great. I've never seen them put on such a show. It gets better every year. I'm afraid, however, that during that time the tea has gone cold. Oh no, let me make some more. This is my fault. Calm down, Yuko. It's nobody's fault. I take a sip from my cup just to prove the point. This tea isn't too bad. Cool. Anyway, it's like an iced tea. Really? Yes, really. If you add a bit of sugar, it's kinda nice. Are you sure? I'm positive. Now, why don't you sit down and we'll finish this together? Oh, okay. Yuko doesn't seem convinced, but sits down regardless. She carefully measures out about 5 teaspoons of sugar and adds them to her tea. I said a bit of sugar. I know, but I like my tea sweet anyway. Curiously, I peer into her cup and expect hardly any of the sugar. As expected, hardly any of the sugar dissolves in the cold liquid. I can't deal with that much sugar. Yuck. Like, I can't have too much sugar or too much salt on any of my food because it drives me crazy. And it's just gross. I don't want that much. No thanks. She stirs it twice before upturning the cup and drinking the content, sugar and all, in a single mouthful. Plus, I just don't like tea or coffee in general. Yeah, that's right, I said it. I don't like coffee. I'm not a coffee person or a tea person. I don't like either. And I was told it's a good thing I don't like coffee because it's like a drug. You get addicted and you can't stop, so I'm not gonna drink it. I just don't like coffee. You're right, that's not bad at all. There, good. I look back to Lily and Hanako, both of whom have finished their meal as I witness Yuko's personality in action. Not wanting to hold anyone up, I use her tactic and finish the remainder of my tea in a single swig. Well then, it seems we're all finished. Should we head back now? Or do we want seconds? Yuko's expression shows that this is quite clearly not a good idea. I think it would be best if we got back soon. We do have to get back before curfew after all. Oh, that is a good point. I'll meet you tomorrow, Yuko. I'll be looking forward to it, Lily. Goodbye, everyone. We make our way out of the small tea house and into the dark of the night. Lily and Hanako once again take point, but under the cover of darkness, Hanako seems slightly less stressed than she did on the trip here. We move against the occasional group of people emptying the school grounds, but Hanako seems to lead us along a few minor roads, avoiding the bulk of the crowd. Are we going to run into Rin again? Nope, doesn't appear so. Oh, it looks like she got more of her mural done, though. Outside the dorm, the school seems strangely quiet when compared to the noise of the day. Well then, thank you both for today. I think I learned a lot. You're most welcome, but I'm afraid that I really must be going. Today's been a long day. That's right, Lily spent all of today on her feet, and I can imagine that walking outside of the school would be pretty tiring for her. I feel a pang of guilt as I remember that I was probably the only one in the school that got up around 10 this morning. Sure thing. Well, I'll see you both tomorrow. Good night. Good night, Hisao. Night. The girls returned to their dorm, and I to mine. Actually, now that I considered it, today tired me out as well. That was a sweet little cutscene. At least she has us and Lily now. Or at least I hope that's what it meant. My alarm blares into my ears and I swiftly silence by my fist. That's what I didn't used to like pound on my alarm. I would just pound the alarm. No, that's not what I used to just, I always hit snooze and then it would go off like 5 minutes later and then I'd eventually turn it off. But I never like pounded, like literally just slammed my fist down onto my alarm. My body twitches into auto mode, carrying my subconscious self out of bed and into my uniform. That cutscene kinda does tell a lot about how Hanako feels, though. She feels lonely, except for those that feel like she's noticed by... because you saw a bunch of people just like in the background walking by, and she was like on her bed, curled into like a ball, which is kind of sad and depressing. I swear, if I had it my way, if I saw any girl that was struggling or crying, I would like hug them and tell them not to because everything's gonna be okay. But I mean, some people see that as too friendly, and then you get charged for like sexual assault or just like get hurt or punched or something because they don't want to be touched. It's just like, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, but I don't like it when people feel bad, even if it's a dude. I don't like when anybody feels bad. Nobody should have to feel bad about anything. But that's just the way the world is. The world is a cruel and messed up place, and we just have to go along with it. My body switches into auto mode, carrying my self-conscious self out of bed and into my uniform. As always, my bottles of pills sit on my desk patiently waiting for me to take them and pick out my daily dosage of medicine. 17 pills a day. Good Lord. The max number of medication I had to take in one day was 5, so I can't imagine how 17 pills a day would feel. Oh, God. Before I knew it, I opened the door to Class 3-3, glad to see that I'm not the only one who seems to be a little hungover from festival week. Every face in that classroom looks gaunt. With the festival now over, it's as if everyone's life dreams have been achieved. With nothing left to live for, the students have relied on instinct alone to guide them to class. Or maybe I'm just reading too much into it. I slowly make my way to my seat, and it's only then that I realize why the room is so peaceful. The seats beside mine are blissfully empty. The world's loudest interpreter for the deaf has yet to arrive. Okay. Why'd you have to jinx it? Just as I'm about to sit down, the door flies open, revealing a resplendent Misha drills bobbing from the dramatic entrance and arms stretched toward the sky.
Yahoo! It's all over!
It would appear that not everyone is affected by the post-festival depression. The rest of the class glare at her, obviously thinking the same thing I am. Misha, still frozen in the doorway with her arms still in the air, nervously looks around. How could you hold that pose for so long? My hand would get, or like my arm and hand would get tired, like opposing gravity for so long. It's obvious that she senses the foul mood, but can't work out exactly what to do. Suddenly she jerks forward.
Hey!
As she stumbles into the classroom, she reveals Shizune, arms still extended from where she shoved Misha. Da-da-da. Thanks for the entertainment, but shouldn't you two take your seats? Da-da-da. Still slightly embarrassed, Misha takes a few seconds to realize she has to translate.
Oh, yes, the Chan says she's not happy with you ditching us last week. We are really busy.
Is that so? What about the stuff I already did for you two?
She said that can only count for council members. Since you declined, she doesn't owe you anything.
It's fine, I don't need you to owe me anything. Why are you getting close to me? Misha leans closer and whispers conspiratorially into my ear.
Actually, I think she's just a little sore that you didn't spend the day with her.
And also she's jealous, because I spend it with Hanako, who's a lot cuter and a lot more patient than you are.
She's really thankful for your work last week, though.
Sensing that she's being talked about, Shizune lightly wraps her fingers on her desk until Misha turns around to face her. Yeah, see, I think Misha totally has her own personality, but she's like making up for Shizune's lack of personality, so she reflects Shizune's personality through herself. Because if it was up to Shizune, I don't think Misha would have like whispered in my ear that she was thankful and stuff. I can't understand any of the fast-paced signings that's going on, but from Shizune's slightly embarrassed expression and Misha's poorly contained laughter, I can guess. While this exchange is happening, the door opens once again, this time at a much more reasonable pace. Hi, Hanako. Hanako quietly enters the room and pulls the door closed behind her. Peering out from under her hair, she quickly scans the classroom. Our eyes meet, and she suddenly stiffens. She closes her eyes, takes a deep breath, and then walks over to my desk.
Good morning, Hisao.
Good job, Hanako. Morning, Hanako. You're a little late, aren't you?
I was talking to Lily about today.
Ah, so you've got her list then? We can leave straight after class in that case.
Sure.
I'm looking forward to it. Hanako briefly flashes her embarrassed smile at me, then hurries off to her seat. She's so cute. And so shy. Honestly, Hanako is kind of like how I am. Like, I'm ridiculously shy. Unless you get to know me, then I'm pretty chatty. But like, this whole YouTube thing, this is a big, like shell breaker for me, because I don't talk. How should I put this? I like stutter and stammer over my words. I'm pretty sure you guys have noticed this already, but yeah, I don't do well in talking to like strangers. I don't know, I feel like maybe it's a quirky type thing that I have, but I have issues looking people in the eye, not out of disrespect, but like, I don't know. If I look people in the eyes for too long, it like gives me a tiny freak out. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, it's weird. It's just a panicky feeling in my stomach, and so I have to break eye contact. It's not that it's because I'm trying to disrespect the person, it's just because, I don't know, maybe it's anxiety, something like that, but it kind of sucks sometimes because I feel like the person probably feels like I'm being disrespectful to them, when that's not the case at all. It's just, that's not, it's just, whoops. Did I read? Yeah, I did, okay. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird situation I'm in. Matao simply gives us a list of exercises from the textbook and then sits behind his desk. I totally forget about the brief lunch period for a moment. Such is the banality of the day. And it's mind-numbing, and everyone seems surprised when the bells signal the end of the lessons. As I'm packing up my bag, Shizune and Misha flank and entrap me.
Seiya-chan, it's not too late to join up. There's a lot of post-festival paperwork for us to complete.
Sorry, Misha, I've got plans. As if sensing the cue, Hanako appears behind me, holding a small bag and trying to avoid eye contact with the outside world. Misha eyes open wide, and then she bursts into laughter. That's rude.
Bwahaha! You move fast, don't you, Hichan? We won't disturb your date any further. Bwahaha! You're so rude.
Does she have tears coming down her face? She's laughing so hard. She does. Wow, you're a jerk. Behind the roaring Misha, I see Shizune taking far too little interest in the scene. I might be taking this the wrong way, but I think she's deliberately ignoring me. That's fine, you don't need them. I feel a gentle tug on my shirt and turn to see Hanako, his eyes fixed firmly on the floor.
That's...
Got ya. Shizune, Misha, I'll see you later. And I'm still not interested in the council.
Spoil sport.
Whatever. Misha and Shizune retreat into the hallway, happily signing to each other. Got all your stuff? Let's head off. She didn't even respond. Okay. Do you have all your stuff? Alright, let's go. Floods of students pour out of the school gates and onto the road into town. It's a little weird. It's almost a scene from any other high school, but the illusion fades because of the occasional wheelchair or missing limb. One thing I do notice is that nobody is alone. And as Hanako and I pass through the gates, I notice that she closes the distance between us. Not enough to be considered close, but she certainly isn't at her usual just a little far position. I guess we're not familiar enough for her to get as close as she does with Lily. However, even though she has moved a little closer to me physically, mentally she seems to have traveled a mile. Her hands clutched around the leather straps of her bag to the point of whitening her knuckles, her head down, and her mouth pursed closed. She almost looks like she's being walked to the principal's office for the first time. I try to stifle a giggle at the thought, but it's futile.
What's the matter?
I guess there's no point in hiding it. Sorry, for a second it looked like you were getting in trouble.
What do you mean?
I think you need to relax a little. We're not going too far. And it's only students around, right?
Right.
It bothers me a little to see Hanako so worked up. And you do this every week, don't you?
Yes, with Lily.
We're not Lily, Hanako, and you're a guy, not a girl. Of course, with Lily, exactly. I wonder, had she ever left the school without her? It doesn't seem like much at first glance, but Hanako's dependence on Lily is absurdly heavy. If she can't even handle leaving the school without her, how would she have managed to survive if the two have ever met? Would she have found someone to latch onto? And what drew her to Lily? Was it her lack of eyesight, or was it Lily just kind enough to lend a hand? I wonder if anyone would have fit the bill. Well, I'm here. Besides, we're not going far. It'll be over before you know it. Hanako's knuckles slowly regain their color. She tries to hide a small smile, but the effort of that seems to prevent further conversation. Well, at least you got her to smile and relax a little bit. We travel side by side down the winding road toward the town. The crowd of students thins as we continue along the sidewalk. Faster students rush ahead, and the less mobile ones fall behind, rarefying the crowd into nothingness. By the time we reach the convenience store, we are practically alone. Using me as a shield between herself and the attendant, Hanako moves through the narrow aisles, aiding an assortment of items to her basket. Bread, milk, tea, thyme. What kind of convenience store sells herbs? Or herbs? I figured out why I say herbs, because my family is not, they live in America, but we're not originally from America. We're from Czechoslovakia, and European countries say herbs instead of herbs. like non-American countries. I believe that's how it was. I looked it up on Google to figure out what the pronunciation was. I think it said like European countries or non-American countries pronounce it as herbs, but it can be pronounced either way. So I'm going to stick with herbs because that's the way I've heard it all my life, and I'm not changing it. Then again, nothing about this town seems normal, which may not be such a bad thing in retrospect. Everything is so different and uncomfortable, dwelling on such matters isn't really an option. When I think about that, it reminds me of Hanako. No matter how much you try, you can't escape her scars. They still interrupt my train of thought when I see them. As much as I don't want to admit to myself, I think I'm forcing myself to try to ignore them. Not that I am scar-free myself, the jagged line down my sternum will never completely fade away. Well, yeah, scars don't heal. I just have the luxury of being able to hide it easily. But in a way, both of our scars remind me that we're all in this place for a reason. Hanako throws one last-minute item into her basket, then sheepishly holds it out to me along with a few banknotes. Could you please? It takes me a second to understand what she's trying to say. Oh, you want me to pay for this? She nods but doesn't look up. I guess this task falls to Lily on the usual occasions. Sure, let me just grab a couple of things. Hastily, I grab a few essential items for myself and head to the counter with Hanako in close tow. The attendant gives me an indifferent nod as he scans in the items. I suppose just ignoring us is one way to deal with the anomalies of Yamaku, something like that. They must get a lot of students here, being the closest store to the school. The staff must all have their own way of dealing with us, or maybe they just don't. Maybe it's only me who thinks twice about my unique schoolmates. Our transaction complete, Hanako and I head out onto the street. The road is pretty much abandoned now. The students that were heading out have already left and nobody's started returning just yet. And with only the school ahead on the road, there doesn't seem to be anyone else around. The emptiness certainly reflects on Hanako, her arms by her side, each carrying a bag, her head no longer bowed and back to the upright position. It's almost as if she's enjoying this walk. So, why all these weird things? Mixed spice? Why would you need that in school?
I sometimes like to make food.
Well, yeah, so do I, but spices? That's a little more advanced, don't you think? No, spices make food good.
Not really.
Well, I think it's cool. You'll have to teach me one day.
Sure.
She doesn't seem all that sure, but pushing the point doesn't seem all that wise. At the very least, she seems a great deal happier than she did on the walk down here. That alone makes me feel a little happier. Outside the girls' dorm, Hanako and I sort out the grocery bags with our respective purchases. In comparison, my things look positively plain. I tell you, you're putting me to shame here.
No, I'm not.
I'm only joking. I have a stack of homework that I skipped last week, so I must leave now. Will you be alright getting that to your room?
Yeah.
Sure? Okay then, I'll see you tomorrow. You ask her a question again, and then you answer before she can say anything.
Bye.
We part ways, and I return to my room. Piles of paper sit upon my desk, begging to be completed. With the entire ruckus of the last week, I barely had any time to catch up. I tried to keep up with my studies while I was in the hospital, but some of this stuff I've never seen before, even back in my old school. Totally unprepared, I popped the top on a can of drink. What? I popped the top on a can of drink and get to work. Okay. Alright, I was waiting for that. I was going to end it at like 45, but then I remembered that this probably was going to be all in one day. So, that'll do it for this episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like. One sec. Okay, don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm doing. My channel is kind of varied on content that I do. I do like graphic novels. They're pretty interesting, but I do like the point and click kind of games like The Walking Dead, Wolf Among Us, where your decisions kind of based on the outcome of what happens. Those games kind of interest me. I haven't gotten to do any shooter games yet, but I want to do some of those when I get the chance to, like Call of Duty, Zombies, stuff like that. But yeah, anyways, and some games I want to play, what's it called? Dying Light looks pretty cool. I'm trying to think of what it's called, but I can't think of. Sunset Overdrive, that game looks like it was pretty cool. Yeah, so cartoony, anything like that looks like I'd enjoy it, but yep, thanks for watching, guys, and hope to see you next time. Bye.